Are you thinking about building a workbench, but you're not quite sure how to start? You don't know what design to pick, and you're not even sure what materials you want to use for the workbench to make it sturdy and strong. Right here today on the Everyday Man, I'm going to show you how to build this using a butcher block countertop made out of hardwood, 1.5 inch thick, and 4x4 posts on both sides. What you'll notice that's different about this workbench, there's nothing underneath between the 7-foot span of the 4x4s. I'm going to show you in this video how I accomplished that and how you can make it so this actually will hold 500 to 600 pounds in the middle here without deflecting, even though there's no supports under it. So keep watching and you'll see how that works. And if you want to see a lot of low cost, easy to do-it-yourself projects, hit the like and subscribe button and you'll be on my list, and every time I put out a new video, you'll get a notification for it. Let's start by looking at the countertop itself. This is a birch solid hardwood countertop. This particular one is 8 foot long, it's 25 inches wide, and it's 1.5 inches thick. This is solid hardwood. All the construction lumber you might use to make a workbench would be softwood. It's spruce, Douglas fir, maybe if you're lucky, but it's not hardwood. And you can get this in an 8 foot length, a 6 foot length, or a 4 foot length, and do this exact same project depending on how much space you have. Okay, so let's look at the underneath side so you can see just how I built it. It's really pretty simple, but I had a challenge in front of me, and you might have the same problem. How are you going to lift this countertop and even this big heavy ledger board and hold it up against the wall while you screw it into the studs? I screwed these into the studs on the wall, and then I had to pick the countertop up and put it on that ledge, and remember, there's no legs on it yet. So how did I do that, right? I got this 2x10, 8 foot long, and you can see the ends of it. I 45 angle trimmed them. So I needed a way to hold up this ledger board, which was very heavy, at the exact level mark while I screwed all the screws into it to fasten it in place. And it needed to be perfectly level. So what I decided to do is take two 2x4s, cut them exactly to this length where the bottom of this ledger board is where it needs to be. After I cut them, I screwed them to the wall, making sure that I screwed into the vertical studs that are behind the drywall. And then I was able to very easily pick this board up, put it on top of the two studs. I found all the studs. You can see the screws. This one I missed. So this is screwed onto the wall solid now. The next part, you have to think about, how are you going to hold this countertop to sit on this one ledger board so you can screw the countertop to the ledger board? What are you going to put underneath it, right? This thing weighs, it's about 100 pounds. So I had to find something around 40 inches high. As luck would have it, we have an electric fireplace that's happens to be 40 inches. Perfect. So I put that in front of this, and now I had something I could slide this up one end at a time, and I slid this on top of that fireplace so I could position it so I could screw it in from the top. Once I got that screwed in on the top, I could go ahead and make my two 4x4 posts. All I did was I took a 2x4 on end, I screwed it to the back side of both 4x4s with two screws, and that gave me a vertical beam, if you will. This is a beam now holding up the workbench. For this job here, I used a 4-inch, and it's a number 10. GRK is the brand. So what I did is I drilled holes in the countertop that were just about the same size as the shank of the screw. So you can see I've got them set up exactly the same distance, happens to be 13 inches in this case. So I just screwed these in, and I made them just barely under the surface. I ended up putting a bead of caulk just to cover the gap. You can see how tiny that caulk is. Okay, so the countertop's ready to get finished. What I like to use is tung oil. Tung oil seals it, and the thing I like about it is you put it on with a rag. So you just wipe it on by hand. You don't have to brush it. You don't have to worry about brush strokes. You don't have to roll it or any of that stuff, and it doesn't take a long time to dry. So I'm going to use this to wipe it on, but before you use it, you have to prepare the wood. So I'm going to sand this down, then I'm going to clean it off with either a brush or towel, wipe down the sanding residue, and then we're going to use this. Now this is only $1. This is a tack cloth, and the tack cloth is designed to wipe on the surface and pick up any loose material, whether it's sanding, dust, dirt, whatever could be on here. It'll stick to this, wipe it down right before we use the tung oil. And then of course I'm going to put gloves on. I don't want the tung oil all over my hands. So let's get started on that. This is a very light sanding. I'm just trying to take away any imperfections on the surface. Maybe there's a nick or a ding on it that has a raised edge. Maybe there's something that dried on it. And this is just going to take everything off. And the easiest way to tell if you're successful is to use your hand. Now I'll just brush it off real quick. And the final step is to use this. And all you're going to do is rub it. Alright, so I'm putting a liberal amount on there. You want to really rub it in though. That's what this is all about, rubbing it in. Do it well ventilated. Have a fan in here maybe. Look at the grain on that. Look at the patterns, how that's coming up. You want it to completely be soaked in. And I think you have to admit, this is a whole lot easier than using a brush. Now that's beautiful. This is a workbench you can be proud to build, and it's not going to take that long, and it's not that expensive. This thing is rock solid. I encourage you to put a comment in if you have any questions whatsoever on how to build this work table. I promise you I'll answer them. So with that said, this is the Everyday Man saying thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.